Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you are ready to ditch the dusty ledgers and unlock the power of Microsoft Excel to manage your finances like a pro, then you have landed in the right place. Today's video, we are diving deep into the world of accounting using Excel, whether you're a student, a small business owner, a freelancer, or just someone looking to get a better handle on your personal finances. This tutorial will equip you with the essential skills to track income, expenses, and everything in between, all within the familiar interface of Excel. So grab your coffee, fire up your spreadsheets, and let's get started on mastering accounting with Excel. This is Tutor Senior Honey. Now, from the following information relating to a small printing firm, you are to create a chart of accounts, post the transactions, double entries to the general journal, create the necessary ledger accounts for the month of May, extract a trial balance as at 31st May 2025, and an income statement for the month ended 31st May 2025 using electronic spreadsheets. So this is the information which we have. These are the different transactions. We are going to start with a chart of accounts. So I'm going to show you how to create a chart of accounts. So sheet 1, I can rename it and call it chart of accounts. Call it a chart of accounts. What's a chart of accounts? Now, a chart of accounts, that's a comprehensive list of all accounts used by a company to record its financial transactions. So in this chart of account, these accounts are usually grouped into 5 main categories, that is assets, liabilities, equity, incomes, and expenses. So let's create our chart of accounts. I have the account. Start with the account. So we need a column for the different individual accounts. We are going to see the accounts this business has. Then can also show the account type. Remember, we have 5 different categories of accounts. We have the sub accounts. Then I can also show you the financial statement where that account will be presented or where we can find it. So this is it. Use Arial Black. Okay, so that's what we have. So we are going to go through the information and then we see the different accounts which we can add in our chart of accounts. On 1st May 2025, started in business with capital, in cash 800, and then bank 2.2 M. So in my chart of accounts, I need a capital account, I need cash, then I also need to show the bank account. Then bought goods on credit from the following persons: Jeward, P. Green. So we need a purchases account. Then we need J. Ward. This is a credit supplier. It's a trade payable. Jeward. Then P. Green as well. P. Green. These are trade payables. A trade payable in accounting represents the amount a business owes to its suppliers. So we have purchases, Jeward, Pig Green, then sold goods on credit to J Sharp and G Boycott. So you need a sales account in your chart of accounts. Then you also need the accounts of the customers, that's J Sharp. So we need J Sharp. Then you also need G Boycott. This is G Boycott. Those are credit customers, they are trade receivables. Then I see they paid rent, so we need a rent account as well. JSharp paid us, we have JSharp. We pay the following by check, JWord. Paid carriage on purchases, we need carriage. Need carriage. Then carriage, I've added that. Bought goods on credit from Pig Green. And then S Gamil, do we have S Gamil? Pig Green we have is a supplier. S Gamil we don't have. So we can also add S Gamil. S Gamil is a credit supplier. Sold goods on credit to give boycott we have. Then paid rent. Do we have rent? Rent. So have rent. Paid rent. Okay. So there are the different accounts. What are the account types? Capital, that is equity. Cash, that's an asset. Cash is an asset. Cash is an asset. Bank is an asset as well. Purchases, that's expense. JWord, these are credit suppliers. Liability. Sales, that's income. As I've told you, these accounts are usually grouped into 5 main categories. JSharp, this is a liability. JSharp, liability. No, JSharp, these are customers. These are assets. They are trade receivables. They are trade receivables. Rent is an expense. Carriage is also an expense. Then Gamil, S Gamil, bought goods on credit. S Gamil, this is a liability. Trade payable. Then rent is an expense. What are the sub accounts? Capital, still this is equity. Then cash. Cash is a current asset. Current asset. The same for bank, just current asset. These are trade receivables, they are current assets. Rent, that's an operating expense. Carriage, since it's carriage on purchases, that is cost of goods sold. A credit supply is a current liability because those are trade payables. Rent, rent is appearing twice. I think I need to remove one because it's already up here. Sales, that's income. Liabilities, these are credit suppliers, so they are all current liabilities. Then the purchases, that's cost of goods sold. Where do we find these accounts? Equity, that's balance sheet. Then the cost of goods sold, you find them in the income statement. So all assets, you find them in the balance sheet. Any income, expense, you find that in the income statement. You know that. Current liabilities, these are balance sheet items. Current assets, balance sheet. Operating expenses, this is income statement. Current liability, that's balance sheet. So this is my simple chart of accounts based on the available information which we have. It's my chart of accounts. This is my chart of accounts based on the available info, based on the available information. This is our chart. of accounts. Sometimes if you want, you can even show the descriptions of these different accounts, but let's just keep it simple. That's my chart of accounts. What else are we required to do? We are required to also come up with post the transaction double entries to the general journal. So let us create a new sheet. Can rename this general journal. General journal. Now, a general journal in accounting, this serves as a primary record of documenting all the financial transactions of a business in a chronological order. So in a general journal, we show the accounts that are to be debited as well as the accounts that are to be credited. So what do we do in the general journal? Let us try to see what happens in the general journal. What do we take in the general journal? We need a date column. Can also show a description, date, description, description. We can show the account, then debit and credit. Debit and credit. So those are the different particulars of the general journal. Those are the particulars of the journal. Those are the particulars of the general journal. So what I'll do, I'll select my headings, then insert a table, insert in table. My table has headers, okay. Then this is now our table. You can change its design, the style based on what you want. This is my table. Now what I have to do, I have to enter those transactions one by one. Can give it a name, can say table name, can call it a journal. We have given it a name, it's a journal. So let's now start entering the transactions one by one. Post the transactions double entries to the general journal. So on 1st May 2025, started in business with capital in cash of shillings 800,000 and shillings 2,200,000 in the bank. So what I'll need to do first, I need to link this column of the accounts to my chart of accounts. So I will select this column of the account in the general journal. I want to link it to my chart of accounts. Then you click on data. Then under data, check under the data tools. Then click on data validation. Validation criteria allow. I want a list. Where do I want to get this? From my chart of accounts, and these are the accounts which I need. Then okay. So let's start entering the transactions now in the general journal. So on 1st May 2025, so 1st May 2025, what happened on that date? 1st May 2025. What happened on May? Started a business. For description, I can put started business. Started business. Started business. Started business. When you start a business, you're going to debit your cash account. Started a business with how much? 800,000. This is 800,000. the capital account is to be credited. So you see, I've linked this column to my chart of accounts. So it's going to be very easy for you to enter all the transactions one by one. Then they also started the business with the bank. Bank, that was how much? 2.2. It's 2.2. Still capital is to be credited. The descriptions are the same. All here we are starting a business, and you see the date is still the same. So that's the first transaction. Then transaction 2, that's on second, bought goods on credit from the foreign persons, Jewad and then Pig Green. These are purchases on second. So purchases. I can see in the description, purchases on credit. Purchase on credit, that's my description. Purchases on credit. The purchases account is to be debited with how much? When you purchase goods on credit, debit the purchases account. Jewad is that's 610. And then we have to credit the supplier's account, Jewad, liability, business. This is the trade payable. Then we still purchased goods worth how much? 214 from Pig Green. This is purchases. 214 from Pig Green. The names are already here. Pig Green. These accounts, we have them. They are automated now. Then purchases on credit. You highlight all the purchases. Sorry, you just copy the purchases, the description, then you paste because all these are purchases on credit. Then the dates are the same. All these purchases were made on the same date. Next is sold goods on credit to J Sharp and then G Boycott. Sold goods. So you will that's on which date? Sold goods. That's on 4th. So on 4th May 2025, sold goods on credit. Sold goods on credit. We sold goods on credit to who? To J Sharp. This is J Sharp. How much? 940,000. 940,000. Then sales account is to be credited. 940,000. On the same date, we sold goods to Give Boycott. When you sell goods on credit, you debit the customer's account. That's 720,000. 720,000. Then the sales account to be credited still by 720,000. The description, that is still sold goods on credit. Same date. Okay, next is what? We paid rent by cash. 180,000. That's on 6th. So on 6th May 2025, paid rent by cash. So rent, the rent account should be debited. An expense. How much? Paid rent by cash. 180,000. This is 180,000. Cash account to be credited. 180,000. Next. Next transaction, J Sharp paid us his account by check 340. So a customer is paying, that's on 9/9/2025. J Sharp paid us. J Sharp paid us. J Sharp paid us. J Sharp paid us. So customer is paying. Paid us by what? J Sharp paid us by check. This is check, so you debit bank. How much? This is J Sharp paid his account by check 340,000. 340,000. J Sharp 340. 340. J Sharp. What next? We paid carriage on purchases by cash 38,000. No, we paid the following by check JWAD 610,000. The supplier was paid. That's on which date? That's on 12. On 12, supplier was paid. Paid JWAD. So the supplier's accounts to be debited. They paid how much? 610. Paid 610,000. We are paying by check. That's bank. 610. Then paid carriage on purchases by cash 38,000. That's on which date? That's on 15th. So on 15th May 2025, paid carriage cash. That's carriage on purchases. So it's an expense account and debit carriage. How much? That is 38,000. 8,000. Then we paid by what? Cash. 38,000. Then same date. Then next, about goods on credit from Pig Green and then SK Mill. That's on 18th. Credit purchase. These are purchases on credit. The purchases account is to be debited. How much? 291,000. 291,000. This is from where? From Pig Green. Pig Green. 291,000. Then the other purchases from where? From SK Mill 940,000. 940,000. This is from SK Mill 940,000. Details, description is the same. Okay, so what else do we have? Sold goods on credit to Giboy Court. This is a sale on 21st. 21st May 2025. Sold goods on credit. Sold goods on credit to give boycott. Debit the customer's account. How much? 810. 810. And then you credit the sales account. 810. 810. 810. What next? Paid rent by check. That's on which date? On 31st. 31st May 2025. Paid rent. This time round it's by check, not cash. So it's by check. When you pay rent, you debit the rent account. That's 230,000. Then you credit bank. Credit bank. So paid rent by check. So this is my journal. These are the double entries for the transactions, and we have posted them to the general journal, as you can see. So that's it. What else are we required to come up with? You are required to create the necessary ledger accounts for the month of May. So to create the ledgers, what I will do to create the ledgers, what we are going to do, I will just put my cursor in the table. Then I'll go to insert, then pivot table. Then you see create pivot table. Select a table orange. This is from my journal. I want it on a new worksheet. Then I'll click OK. Now you'll see this is sheet 3. Let me move it to the end, and I'm going to name it ledger. Call it ledger accounts. Ledger accounts. Now, when you try to look at on your right, you see the pivot table fields. I'm going to select the date, and when I select the date, now you'll see on your left, you'll see the different row labels. I'll select the date. Then I also need the account description. I can ignore the descriptions. I'll need the account. Then I'll need the debit, and then the account on my value columns. Okay, I can click on the design. Design on the layout, report layout. I can show in tabular form. Subtotals, non-show subtotals, show subtotals at bottom of group. Show subtotals at, can say do not show subtotals. Report layout, I can say repeat all item labels. Okay, so this is what we have. I want to create the different ledgers before we come to the trial balance. we come to the trial balance. Okay, this is what we have. But of course, need to do some formatting. Let me, you click pivot table field, then click on sum of debit, value field settings. I need to do some formatting. I'll use 1,000 separators, then this decimal place is 0. Then okay. So you see now my sum of debits. I'll do the same on the sum of credit, value field settings, number format. Then 1,000 separate, and then okay. All right, so debt account, sum of debit, sum of credit. I also need the balance. So I'll go to pivot table analyze, then click on field items and sets, then calculate field, name, balance. How do I get a balance? I'll get my debits, then minus the credits, then okay. So I have the sum of balance, as you can see here. So let me do some formatting, value field settings, number format. Let me use accounting, decimal places 0, symbol none. Okay. Of course, you see credits. The credits are in brackets, then the debits are positive. So the sum of balance, the balance total is 0 because all our debits equal to credits, as you can see here. So now, how do we create the ledgers? Let me try to show you how to create the ledgers. So what I'll do, I'll go to my pivot table analyze, then we insert slicer. Then I'm going to click on the account, then okay. So if I click on bank, you'll see your bank account details, and on our bank account we have a balance of 1.7. That's bank. When you click on cash, you see the cash. On our cash balance, we have 582,000. GWAD, there is no any outstanding balance on that account. GSharp, there is a balance of 600,000. So capital, we have capital is 3 millions. I go back to data. Okay, can also add the description. Let me also add the description. Description. Let me bring the description first, and then the account. Okay, so we want to see descriptions as well on each and every account for more understanding. Look at bank. Bank, on the very first day we started business with money on the bank account. You see we made a deposit in our bank account. There is a 2.2 M. GSharp paid us 340. So there is a balance of 340. GSharp paid us. We paid GWAD. You see this is on the credit. Paid rent by check. This is also on the credit. So this is our balance on the bank account. then capital, courage. So you see the different accounts which we have cash, and then even see the descriptions of the different amounts in the cash account. Purchases, we have the different purchases we purchased on credit, on 2nd and then on 18th. These are the totals of the purchases that were made. Rent, the sales, we made these sales on credit. So what I can do, let me give these accounts names. Can just link this to the sales. Now this is my sales account. This is my sales account. So this is bank, this is capital, this is courage, cash account. This is the balance we have on our cash account. Give boycott, we have give boycott is a credit, customer is a trade payable, sorry, trade receivable. Remember, trade receivable, that represents the amount, the money owed to a business by its customer. So there is a balance of 1,500,000 on that account. Geward, this was a credit supplier, but there is zero balance on Geward's account. Courage, 38,000 cash. So those are the different ledger accounts. I can even go ahead to show the sub account. I can use the V lookup. I can say V lookup. Want to see which type of account is cash. Then I can go to my chart of accounts. Go to my chart of accounts. So I'll select account, the account type, and then sub account. Then these are 3 different columns we have selected. Then okay, oh sorry. Need to go back. Want to VLOOKUP cash, then comma, then I want this, then comma. Okay, so cash is my current asset. You see now, cash is a current asset. Cash is current asset. Yeah, my cash is a current asset. Of course, you know that. That's from the chart of accounts. Our cash is a current asset. Okay. So cash is a current asset. Bank is a current asset also. This is nice. Bank is a current asset. Capital, that's equity. Courage, that's cost of goods sold. Give boycott, that's a current asset. Give boycott is a trade receivable. J Sharp, current asset. Geward, current liability, is a credit supplier, though the account has a zero balance. Pig Green, current liability, is a trade payable. Then we have the purchases, cost of goods sold. Okay, so those are the different accounts now. Those are different accounts. We also required to extract a trial balance as at 31st May 2025. So how do we come up with trial balance? Let me move or copy this to the end. Okay. I want to move this to the end. I have to create a copy. So I'm going to name this trial balance. They want us to come up with a trial balance. Let me just remove this. Let me ignore the descriptions and the date. I don't need the date. I want to come up with a trial balance. So this is my trial balance as at 31st May 2025. So this is our trial balance for this business. This is our simple trial balance for this business. So that's your trial balance. As you can see, the sum of the debit equals the sum of the credits. So that's our trial balance. This I can remove. So that's my trial balance, as you can see. Trial balance as of 31st May 2025. Then what else are we required to come up with? And an income statement for the month ended 31st May 2025. This is the small printing firm. So let me also come up with an income statement. Income statement. Okay, let me just say small printing firm, small printing firm, income statement for the month